Mattoon, Illinois, in 1944 was like many American towns. It was a place where everyone knew their neighbors and the community was tightly knit. World War II raged overseas, drawing young men and women into its fold. Families hung star-spangled banners for sons and daughters fighting far away. These banners were symbols of hope and pride, fluttering in the wind. Yet life in this quiet Midwestern town continued. The rhythm of daily life persisted, with people going about their routines. People tended their gardens and went to work. Children played in the streets, and the local diner buzzed with conversations. They could not know that their small town was about to become infamous. The tranquility they cherished was on the brink of disruption. A wave of terror was about to descend, shattering the peace of Mattoon, leaving behind a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. The events that unfolded would be whispered about for generations, casting a long shadow over the town's history. Newspapers chronicled the strange occurrences with headlines that gripped the nation. The stories spoke of an unknown assailant, a phantom that haunted the night. Residents gathered in small groups, their faces etched with worry and confusion. The sense of community was tested as fear took hold. Law enforcement increased their patrols, but the mystery deepened. The identity of the perpetrator remained elusive, adding to the town's anxiety. Families took extra precautions, locking their doors and windows, hoping to keep the terror at bay. The once peaceful nights were now filled with unease. Today, Mattoon remembers those days with a mix of curiosity and caution. The events of 1944 are a reminder of how quickly normalcy can be upended. The town has changed over the years, but the story of the mysterious events remains a part of its legacy, a chapter in its rich history. If you enjoyed this story, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing mysteries. The evening of August 31st, 1944, seemed ordinary in Mattoon. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the quiet streets. Families were settling in for the night, unaware of the unsettling events about to unfold. As dust settled, a family in a home on Grant Avenue noticed something strange. The air felt different, heavy with an unfamiliar tension. They exchanged worried glances, sensing that something was amiss. A sickly, sweet odor filled the air. It was faint at first, almost imperceptible, but it grew stronger, seeping through the open windows and filling the room with an unsettling presence. They felt dizzy and nauseous. The room seemed to spin, and a sense of panic began to set in. The children clung to their parents, their faces pale with fear. They suspected someone was releasing gas into their home. The father checked the windows and doors, trying to find the source of the odor, but there was nothing out of the ordinary. Little did they know, this was only the beginning. The shadowy figure lurking outside was just a harbinger of the terror that would soon grip the entire town. Over the next few weeks, similar incidents would plague the town. Reports of the mysterious gas attacks spread like wildfire, and fear took hold of Mattoon. The once peaceful town was now a place of suspicion and dread as residents locked their doors and windows, hoping to keep the unknown threat at bay. The symptoms were unsettling. Victims described a feeling of paralysis spreading through their limbs. Some felt a burning sensation on their skin. The strange, sweet odor often compared to the smell of cheap perfume, seemed to be the common denominator. People reported seeing a shadowy figure lurking near windows before the attacks. Fear and paranoia gripped the town. News of the Mad Gasser spread like wildfire. Theories ran rampant. Some whispered about a vengeful scientist, others about foreign spies using Mattoon as a testing ground for chemical weapons. Residents armed themselves with anything they could find: baseball bats, kitchen knives, shotguns. They boarded up their windows, terrified to sleep with even a sliver of moonlight peeking through. Section 5, The Shadow of a Man. Several witnesses claimed to have seen the attacker. He was described as a tall, thin figure, dressed in dark clothing. One witness, a young woman, reported seeing him fleeing her window after she was attacked. Police scoured the town, but the shadowy figure seemed to vanish into thin air. Section 6, Was it all in their minds? Despite numerous reports and a full-scale police investigation, no culprit was ever found. The attacks suddenly stopped as quickly as they had begun. Some experts began to suspect that the Mad Gasser incidents were a case of mass hysteria. Section 7, Silence Falls. As weeks turned into months with no new attacks, the panic in Mattoon began to subside. Life slowly returned to a semblance of normalcy. The boarded-up windows came down. People ventured out after dark once more. But the memory of the Mad Gasser lingered, a chilling reminder of the vulnerability they had felt. Section 8, A Legacy of Fear. Although the Mad Gasser was never caught, the incident left an enduring mark on Mattoon. The town became synonymous with the bizarre events of 1944. The unexplained nature of the attacks, coupled with the very real fear that gripped the community, ensured that the story would be passed down through generations. Section 9, The Legend Endures. In the quiet town of Mattoon, Illinois, a chilling tale has persisted through the decades. The Mad Gasser of Mattoon remains an unsolved mystery, a shadowy figure that has eluded capture and explanation for years. The lack of concrete evidence has led to countless theories, each more intriguing than the last. Some believe it was a case of mass hysteria, a psychological phenomenon where fear spreads like wildfire. Others suggest it was the work of a lone prankster, someone who took pleasure in causing chaos and confusion. Yet there are those who argue it was a more sinister, unknown assailant, someone with darker motives and a hidden agenda. Whether the product of mass hysteria, a psychological contagion that gripped the town, or a genuine criminal act, a calculated series of attacks meant to instill fear, the Mad Gasser story continues to fascinate and frighten. Old newspaper headlines still capture the imagination of those who read them, and the mystery remains a topic of conversation. It is a testament to the power of the unknown, the allure of a mystery that defies explanation, and the enduring nature of fear itself, a primal emotion that can grip a community and leave a lasting mark on its collective memory. The legend of the Mad Gasser endures, a haunting reminder of how the unknown can captivate and terrify.